Hi everybody, I promise this is the last video. Unfortunately now we have to talk about a pretty upsetting topic, but it's something that we do have to talk about. So we are going to be talking about an active assailant. So if this is something that you don't want to watch, I will completely understand. We can always talk offline about it. But this is unfortunately in our nation, we've had several active assailants, none on campus. But we're always going to be prepared. Our chief of police, Phil Morris, is the former chief of the U.S. Capitol Police. He's brought many programs to our campus, and this is just one of them. So let's talk about active assailant. So as you know, there's an AU alert system. We notify you when there is a major emergency. We don't tell you when it's raining outside or someone stubbed their toe. We tell you when there could be an active assailant on campus, okay? So you get that text message. What do you do? If you are outside of a building, you have to run off campus. Why do I say that to you? Because your cards no longer work to access the buildings. It's heartbreaking for me to say that, but the reason for that is we don't want to allow the assailant in the building. We don't want them to have access to more people in the buildings, okay? We also ask, and again, this is very hard for me to say, if you're in the building, do not let anybody who's knocking on the door come in. You never know who the active assailant is, okay? So, first thing you do is run. You've run off campus and you're waiting for the alerts. Okay, we update you usually every 20 minutes. Even if it's to say we're still investigating, we don't want there to be radio silence is what we call it, for you to be like, oh, everything's fine, let me go back to what I was doing. So the second thing you can do is hide. If you're in a classroom, in an office, whatever, in an enclosed space, for all the classrooms, we've installed locks. So what happens when we get that active assailant call is we hit a button in our dispatch center and it sends a message to all the exterior doors to lock down. What we need you to do is, if you're in your classroom, lock that door. We have armed all the doors with locking mechanisms. Now, there are new classrooms popping up everywhere, so if there's a classroom that you're in that does not have that lock, please email me at sifri@American. S as in Sam I, F as in Frank RI at american.edu. We will get a lock on that door as soon as possible. Okay, we take your safety, as I said, Chief Morris takes your safety very seriously, and that's just another initiative that we've brought to campus. Okay, so you've locked that door. What do you do next? You turn the lights off, pull blinds if you have it, get behind a desk, turn your phone on vibrate, okay? Make sure you stay as calm as possible. Let me say this. You're in a situation where you probably have never been into, and I know it's very, very scary. I can't even imagine, okay? But just know that we are helping, because what happens is MPD police and Metropolitan Police will come in with their specialized units, and they will come and clear the building. So if you hear someone knock on the door saying police, do not open that door, because you never know who it is. Okay? If they decide to open it, they have keys and they also have access cards. Okay? So they'll come in, make sure nothing is in your hand, and just comply with their requests. Okay? Could be a little scary, but everything will be okay. The last thing that you need to do is fight. Say the assailant is in the classroom. Say the assailant has managed to get into whatever room you're in. You fight, fight, fight. Now, this is a personal choice. If you choose not to fight, that is not your fault. We'll never blame anyone. Okay? We want to make sure you do what you're comfortable with. Now, people are like, well, I don't know how to fight. What do I do? Use an improvised weapon. A lot of you have metal water bottles, and they are very, very heavy. You can use that on the assailant. You can use your laptop on your assailant. I know. You don't want your laptop to break into 1,000,000 pieces, but I'd rather have that in 1,000,000 pieces than you in 1,000,000 pieces. Maybe a chair to subdue that person and get that person on the ground, and then you can obviously call us and let us know that that person's there. The phones in the classrooms, also when an alert goes out, that alert is sent to the phones. The phones will ring, you answer it, and it'll tell you what the text message says. Okay, there's also speakers on our some of our emergency blue phones, and I say all around campus, that also will tell you if you don't have a phone, hey, you need to get off campus. If you're outside or if you're inside, you need to stay in that room, okay? Please do not leave that room, because now that door is open and someone could get in, but we can't stop you from doing that. So if you choose to leave that room, that's entirely up to you, okay? So remember, run. If you're outside, you need to run off campus because your cards aren't going to work. Hide in a room where you're turning off the lights, you're locking the door, pulling the blinds, and putting your phone on vibrate. And again, if someone knocks, says police, do not answer that door. The last thing you can do is fight. Subdue the person if you can, if you feel comfortable, and then use any improvised weapon that you have, okay? I know this is very scary, but it's education that we think is absolutely critical because what's going on in this day and age, okay? So again, any questions about that or any other programs, you can always call me at 202-885-2527, and they'll transfer you. But if you need police assistance, you're calling that number for non-emergencies, and for emergencies, 202-885-3636. Again, 202-885-3636. Thanks, guys. Stay safe.